San Ignacio Tupile is one of 360 islands on the San Blas archipelago belonging to the Dule or Guna people in Panama. One of the most relaxing and beautiful tours is to the San Blas Islands where the Guna live. Here there is an island for every day of the year and over 50 have villages on them. Adela Lopez lives mostly in Panama City where she started the first Mola cooperative to market the Guna women's crafts. Here she gives us a tour of her island, Tupile. We're invited into the Congreso or meeting hall where photographs of Adela's grandfather and father are displayed as they were both chiefs of the island and her father was head chief of all the Comarca San Blas.
¡Rompe la producción! ¡Ya! ¡Ya! ¡A trabajar se ha dicho!
Primera maestra, dale Bunoni, eso es 1916.
¡Pero ya, mi Miguel Gordón! ¿Quién te trae esa muchacha que no quiso barrer? Buenos días, mi comandante Miguel Gordón. ¿Qué te traigo a ese señor? Parece que está trabajando sin tu permiso. Yo le digo a toda esa gente. Buenos días, Miguel Gordón. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis.
Soldiers control the whereabouts of everyone, finding those that just went to the forest to gather food for their families without permission. If the people didn't agree with the fine, they were sent to jail for a time.
Llevan para el calabozo por 24 horas.
The Guna Revolution reenactments happens every year in February so that the people remember their history.
She lives here when she comes back. I'm in Panama City, but she's in Panama City.
Adela shows us her home when she comes to visit Tupile.
When she comes here for about 2 weeks, usually 5 times a year, but if there's a whole lot of work to do, she'll stay here for a month.
Mis hijos cuando están de vacaciones en Panamá vienen a pasar tiempo también.
And her daughters come here too when they're young.
She explains that her daughters know how to make molas, but they don't make them anymore. They help her with the business in Panama City.
So now they don't make molas now, but they know how to make molas. Now they help her.
Who taught Adela to make molas? I'm curious.
Me enseñó mi mamá. Eso en el año 1950, por ahí 55, 60. Mi mamá me enseñó, yo cosía para mi mamá, para el vestido de mi mamá. No para vender.
¿Cuántos años?
Yo.
Adela explains to our group how she got started making molas and who taught her.
Cosía para mi mamá.
she said that she learned when she was 12 or 14, and she made all the clothes for her mother and for her.
En
And,
esa época no se vendía las molas.
and back then, that was in like the 50s and the early 60s, and back then they didn't sell molas.
30 años.
About 30 years they've been selling.
30 años no se vendía mucho, poquito a poco. Ahora se vende más.
And 30 years ago they just sold a few of them, you know. But now they're selling a whole lot more.
How much does selling molas help the culture financially?
Se vende mucho.
Okay. She said a
Y
lot.
coco también, coco en el monte, se vende a los cocanos.
Adela started the first mola cooperative in Panama City to help her island market their molas.
Casi igual.
Okay, she said it's about equally divided between the molas and the coconuts. They sell the coconuts to the Colombians, and the molas they sell to the tourists.
Molas are displayed on all the islands and often depict animals and their surroundings. They are displayed for sale on clotheslines in various parts of the village. Selling coconuts used to be the main income for the Guna people, but now the women's art form of mola making represents about half of that income.
Do you have yours or do I have mine? Let me see now. I have Bino Siki. We won't take long, Bambino. We won't take long.
Cacique Lopez, renowned for his knowledge of their history, recounts the origin of mola making, saying cloth was made from softened tree bark and dyed colors by plants. Thread came from nila leaves and needles from thorns. The grandmothers learned, and today every woman can make molas. Here, Adela gives a workshop to visiting quilters to the islands on the intricacies of mola making.
Leslie spoke for one.
This is a Guna mother sitting in her hammock with her baby, and the baby is painted black, and that's to ward off evil spirits and illness.
We learn that there are many layers to making a mola, just as there are many layers to their matrilineal culture. The sapigarda tree, only found in Cunayala, is used by the medicine men to prepare a potion for the women to create more beautiful mola designs.
Vendido muchas veces. Y lo compré para enseñarle a la clientela esta mola está hecha a máquina.
Look at this. Beautifully made, isn't it?
Mucho trabajo.
Adela visits us in California after doing a trade fair to sell molas for her community.
With a human face.
Yeah, I call it a turtle angel.
Un lago aquí, una serpiente.
Adela and Silverio de la Osa, also visiting here, interpret the old design of the Tree of Life for us.
Matando la culebra.
La flecha.
Tiene mazorca, tiene yuca, tiene otoe. Eso es cuando ya estaba bien el mundo, o sea que Dios hizo todo, ¿no? Para que todos vivieran, todos comieran. Por eso dieron vegetales, todo. Entonces tucanes por acá, loros por acá.
Bertha Brown, another friend of Adela's, explains the mola the dragon ate the moon.
They say that when there's an eclipse of the moon, unless somebody goes out and that it's a dragon eating the moon, and the world will come to an end if he is allowed to eat the moon. So they go and they send one of the albinos out who shoots an arrow, and the arrow always kills the dragon.
Over and over.
And so through the years, they have always saved the earth. And obviously they have, because we're still here. And here you see the dragon, he's getting ready to take a bite out of the moon there. The dragon has been hit and he's dying. The stars are up here with smiles on their faces. The moon there's only half of him there, but he's going to regenerate and he's happy.